Okay, looks like we are live. Today is Thursday. Thursdays we do Q&A in the Facebook group Sales Revolution. So we're actually going live right now in the Facebook group. We're going live on our YouTube channel as well. So let's see who we have on here. I want to make sure that my comments are working. All right, so as people get on here, today is the day where you can ask me any question about selling, about sales. If there's an objection you get that you don't know how to overcome, if you don't know how to open up the call, if you're just, whatever your problems are, this is the day that I am here to actually answer your questions, okay? So if you're on YouTube right now and you're not a member of our Facebook group, I'm gonna have somebody in our team on our YouTube channel post the join link for Sales Revolution. You can go ahead and join the group. We go live in the Facebook group about 3 to 4 times a week, and we give out different trainings on different subjects at least once or twice a week that you can have access to as well. So we're gonna, I think RS is coming here. We've got some people coming in here from YouTube. We've got some people here on the Facebook group. So go ahead. Could you suggest the best way to beginner to land a sales job? RS, I'll get on that in just a second. Now, if you're brand new to this Facebook group, you're wondering who the hell I am. Who's this guy in this green shirt? Like, it's not St. Patrick's Day. So I am the founder and chairman of 7th Level. We're a company that helps sales professionals exactly like you. So we help salespeople, coaches, sales managers, executives, business owners transform the way you and your team sell by learning specific skilled questions and techniques that work with human behavior rather than work against it. Now, what does that actually mean? If you don't know the difference, well, you're losing sales you could be making. Now, those are known as neuro-emotional persuasion questions. We teach you the right tonality, put your prospects at ease, eliminate sales pressure, and actually gets the prospect to want to open up to you, to want to engage with you, because they become so curious that they feel like that they might be missing out on something important to them, and eventually persuade themselves. Now, along the way, if you want to know more details about how we can help you sell a lot more of your products and services than you are now, like we have for thousands of clients at this point, thousands, have over 4,000 testimonials. We just counted up 4,041 testimonials in the first 2.5 years. If you want to be like those, in the comment section, post hashtag NEPQ, post hashtag NEPQ, and either myself, Matt Ryder, our CEO, or Marco, our VP, will message you more details to see if we can help you as well. Okay, now, right now, I want each of you to go down to the bottom in your comment section. If you're on live, I want you to post hashtag live. So if you're on the live here in the Facebook group, post hashtag live. I'm not going to answer any questions until all of you go down there and post hashtag live. And if you're on the replay, I want each of you to post hashtag replay. So if you're on live, post hashtag live. If you're on the replay, post hashtag replay. Now, each of you, I want you to go down where the heart button is. See the heart button and the like button. And some of you are already doing it. Go ahead and smash the heart button several times. I'm going to have each of you smash the heart button and smash the like button. I'm not answering any questions until you do. Smash the heart button, smash the like button. Okay, I'm holding you hostage till you do it. Not going to help you. So smash the heart button, smash the like button. That triggers more engagement in our Facebook group. And our Facebook group has almost 10,400 people in it, growing massively every single day, okay? We want everybody in the Facebook group to be able to get on here and get their questions answered and be able to get trained. All right, now, the rules of the ball game here are, when you ask me a question, let me know what you sell, okay? It helps me if you tell me what industry you're in. If you say, hey, I sell insurance, well, it gives me more background. If you're like, hey, I sell, like if you're in the coaching industry, tell me what type of coaching you sell, because I don't know, there's a lot of different coaching programs. If you sell SaaS, tell me I sell SaaS. Or if you sell financial services or cars or boats or trains and planes and automobiles, or you're a lobbyist for the government, I don't care. We train hundreds of different industries. Let me know what you sell, and that helps me a ton. All right, let's start off with the first question. Is going to come from... let's see here. We had somebody ask a question, I believe. Let me go back up here. RS had the first question. I don't know who RS is, but he's on YouTube, he or she, and it said, could you suggest the best way for a beginner to land a sales job? Yes, the best way is for you to learn the right sales skills so you can land a great sales job. You know what employers, like we train a lot of companies in this, okay? And we train a lot of companies how to interview potential salespeople. And the biggest question, the biggest decision that most companies are now asking is, hey, in the last 12 months, how much of your own money did you invest in learning more advanced sales skills so you could sell more products and services? And if a salesperson comes back and says, well, I bought 2 books for $40, boom, we tell them not to hire that person because they're not really that serious about developing the right skills. Okay. So we tell employers not to hire people unless they're investing in their advanced skills themselves. Not, oh, I was with the company and they had some guy come in and train us. That's not a serious person. A true sales professional invests in the craft, learns the craft, and then goes out and learns more advanced skills so they can sell more of the products and services. Okay, folks, I hate to tell you, these skills are out there. If you don't learn them, your competitors are going to learn them, or they're already learning them right now, and you won't stand a chance. Your competitors will crush you without having the right skills. If you want to land a great sales job, you have to show them you have the right skill set. It really helps. Like in our certification programs, as an NEPQ 2.0 or 3.0 member, you actually get certified once you go through the training. So it's something you can show the job opportunity that I'm certified in NEPQ, Neuro Emotional Persuasion Questioning. I'm certified by 7th level. That carries a lot of weight in most industries. We train almost every industry that you can think of right now. Hundreds, okay? So hopefully that answered your question. Manly Beasley, hey, Jeremy Miner, what type of scripting would you suggest for a residential painting company salesperson that is going door to door? Well, Manly, that's a pretty vague question. Are you asking me like every question you need to ask when you knock on the door? Because we could be on here for an hour training on that. What you want to do, try to get into our training programs. We have 20 different versions of our training programs, enough for anybody to get in. Does not matter their budget. We even have companies that are willing to loan the funds so you can learn advanced training, because you are going to need a sales structure to be able to sell door to door. It doesn't matter what you sell. Okay. But residential painting company, I can't spend an hour writing out your script here on the live. So you got to be more specific with your question. Like, hey, when I knock on the door, what should I say? The first words, or give me something a little bit more specific, Manly, and I can answer that question better, because your question's good, but it's just too vague of a question. There's too much there. All right. RS, you're a legend. That's very nice. I appreciate you. Not that cool, though. All right. Facebook user, somebody asked, can someone become a sales closer with NEPQ even if he's never sold anything before over the phone? Of course. Yes. So as long as you're certified in our program, hell, people that are certified in our program a lot of times come to us, and if they're good enough, because we review your calls, we have like a call review product where we review your like a sales call and give you a rating. If your rating's good enough, we'll actually bring you in and hire you for some of our done-for-you sales services that we do for companies. We have a big division of our company now called Sales Sniper that actually goes out, hires, manages, and trains salespeople for different companies in all sorts of industries. So if you're certified, you have a good chance of getting hired. If you're not certified, we just don't take you that seriously because you're not investing in advanced skills. You're just winging it. And we don't want to place somebody in with a company that we know is not going to sell as well as the people that are certified with the right skills. Okay. Brian Pegas, how do you transition from discovery call to demo? How to end and start each and which notes? Okay. That's a pretty vague question, but let me try to get a little bit specific for you. Hold on one second. I want to make sure I'm getting the right questions here. Okay. Yeah, Brian. Okay, good. So I don't know what you sell, Brian. Maybe you got to tell me what you sell, but I'm just going to pretend you sell SaaS and you've got some type of demo that you want to set up. So at the end of the discovery call, it's just a basic process. You're getting a smaller commitment for them to move forward and actually get on a second call for a demo. It's just a commitment question. So at the end of the call, you're like, okay, so that was I appreciate that was a good first call. That kind of gives us more details to see whether or not we could actually help you. So I appreciate the background on kind of your situation and kind of in what you're looking for. Really, the next step would be, if it's appropriate, is we would schedule a demo here, maybe the next 2 or 3, 4 days. I'll have to look at my schedule. We'll schedule a demo where we'll go over X and Y and Z and how we could apply A, B, and Z to actually solve those problems to get you guys to. And then you're going to mention what they said they wanted, their objectives. Let's say I don't know what you're selling again, so I'm just making stuff up. X and Y and Z to be able to get you guys to about $5 million a month in revenue. Would that be appropriate, or How do you want to proceed from here? Yeah, nobody's going to say, well, that would not be appropriate. They're just not going to say that if you've done the discovery process the right way, like we teach in our virtual training courses, NEPQ 2.0 and 3.0. And so then they'll say, yeah, that would be appropriate. And then what you're going to do is you have to schedule a specific time. You don't want to say, I could do Wednesday at 3 or Thursday at 5. Like that sounds retarded. It's like an option closed. Nobody falls for that. People are sophisticated. They've heard that 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times. So what you want to say is, well, this is called a calendar commitment. What I can do, John, if it helps you, is if you have your calendar handy, I can pull up mine and have you book a specific time with me. That way you don't have to chase me down and vice versa. Would that help? Oh, sure, that would help. And then you say, well, I could probably do today's Thursday. I'm not available tomorrow. The next time I could get on with you to do demo, probably like Monday-ish, maybe afternoon. Are you available around 3 or so, 3:30? And if that doesn't work, then you give another time. Well, I could probably do Tuesday morning around 8. Would that be appropriate? And you just book a time there. So, Brian, hopefully that helps you. I needed a little bit more information about what you sell, but that's kind of how you would book a second call or a demo to progress the sales process, okay? If that's what you're in, like a 2-call close or like a 3 or 4-call close, or you're more of a complex selling environment, B2B industry. All right, let's keep going here. That was a good question. Let's see, who's got the next question? Let's see here. Okay, Joseph Kanan. I sell life insurance. Thank you for telling me what you sell. In the problem awareness stage, if the problem the prospect identified is not the one you're trying to sell them, and you know it's an issue, do you make recommendations? No, you'd only make recommendations during the presentation stage, okay? So I'm not really sure, like, I don't know what you're going to have to be more, and this is why I hate lives, because I can't talk to you. I can't ask you more like clarifying questions around what you're asking me, but you do that in the presentation stage. So what you would do is, if you know they have a certain problem and that's, what your solution will solve, in the presentation stage is a 3-step formula. So you would start it off with like this. So after you kind of go through the discovery call and you're in the presentation stage, okay, so John, one of the biggest problems that people have when they come to us is they don't have X and Y and Z, which causes them to A, B, and C. What does it cause? Like, you list the problem that you're talking about and what it causes. So the way we solve that for our clients is and then you go over the specific parts, in your case, of the insurance policy and coverage and program that would solve that problem. And then at the end of that, you would say this. And what that means to you is, and then you go over the advantages and benefits of what it's going to do for them. So here's a 3-step formula. So one of the biggest problems that people have when they come to us is they don't have X and Y and Z, or they don't know how to A, B, and C, which causes them to F, Y, and X. So the way we solve that for our clients is then you go over the specific part of your insurance policy or coverage that solves that, okay? And then at the end of that, you say, and what that means to you is, and then you go over the specific advantages of benefits of what that means for them. That emotionally and logically connects all the dots in the prospect's mind, from taking them from where they are at now, their current situation that you help them find from your discovery call. If you understand NEPQ, if you're winging it, you're not going to have the same results compared to where they want to be, their objective state, okay? What's the gap? Is all these problems that you've helped them see from your advanced questioning skills. If you don't have the advanced questioning skills, guess what happens? The gap becomes much smaller, and all of a sudden it doesn't look like they really have a problem in their mind. And now it looks like just an extra bill or cost rather than getting them what they want, okay? So hopefully that answered your question on that one. I wish I knew a little bit more. I'd have to ask you a little bit more question. All right, Phil Lambert, selling replacement windows. We train a lot of companies in that space too. What's an effective presentation? Products, PowerPoint? What do you want to cover in the PowerPoint presentation? It's the same thing. I just answered that question, Phil. You might not have realized that I answered that question for you. It's the same thing. You got to bring up 3 or 4 pillars. Now, you could even bring up one of their problems that they had would be the smartest thing, the first 1 or 2, but you also bring up 1 or 2 other problems that you might not have been able to bring them up through your questioning ability, okay? So do you remember how you were saying that you're having the draft up there in the bedroom windows? And because of that, your electric bill, I think you'd mentioned, was like 30 to 40% more in the winter. Well, one of the biggest problems that people have when they come to us is the way their XYZ windows are set up, whatever that is, is causing them to have these higher bills. So the way we solve that is, and then you go over the specific aspects of the window that solves that. And then you say, and what that means to you is, and then you go over the advantages and benefits of what those windows are going to do for them as far as lowering the bill, increasing their home value, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end of that, you ask a checking for agreement question like, does that make sense? Or are we on the same page on that? Or what are your thoughts on that? Or do you see how that could help you? Those are checking for agreement questions. So that's how you write out a presentation. Hopefully that helped you. You're not going to go through, now these windows have XYZ strips, and like nobody cares about that, okay? You're not selling the thing. In your case, you're not selling the window. You're selling the results of what that window is going to do for them. You're not selling the thing, you're selling the results of what that thing does for them. Hopefully that helps. And that's for any industry. Okay, that's actually a really good question. Thank you. Let's see. Shannon, I sell social media for real estate agents. I know a lot about that industry. We sell for Ryan Serhant on New York's $1 million listing. We sell the exact same thing for real estate agents that's looking for that. One thing I'm finding is that most of my objections come up when I do a Zoom demo and I'm showing content. Prospects don't always agree with our strategy. Any thoughts, especially if I don't have a bunch of stats to share since we're kind of new? It's the same thing. I think we're getting a lot of questions about the presentation. If you're just going over strategy, that's over the head of most people. Okay, you have to simplify it to connect the emotional dots. It's the same thing. Do you remember how you were saying, and you repeat back one of their problems? Do you remember how you're saying that you're having XYZ problem, which is causing you to, not get as many listings or whatever the cause of? So a lot of people that come, so one of the biggest problems that people have when they come to us is they don't know how to, let's say in your case, generate the right quality leads to be able to get higher booked listings or whatever. I'm just making something up. So the way we solve that for our clients is, and then you go over the specific parts of your, training that solves that, or your strategy that solves that. And then at the end of that, you say, and what that means to you is, and then you go over the advantages of benefits of what that's going to do for them. You have to do that in that 3-step formula to emotionally connect the dots. I hope that helped you, Shannon, as well, since we talked about that a little bit before. All right, let's see. Another question. Nina, hold on, I've lost it. Nina. No, okay, no, Nina's just tagging people here. Okay, TJ Rowe. I know people buy based on emotion, but a lot of the people in my industry, automotive, are very logical and thought out. Okay, my friend, we train the largest car dealership in Canada. They have like 40 some car dealerships or something, okay? Cars are just as emotional as anything else. Cars are emotional as boats. Cars are emotional. You got to stop thinking that cars are somehow not logical. People buy 100% on emotion. It's not me saying that. It's behavioral science has proven that with brain studies for the last 2 decades. There's no debate about it. It does not matter what you sell. Let me give you an example of this, TJ, okay? About 5-6 years ago, I bought the most expensive car I've ever bought. I bought like $180,000, $190,000 Maserati, completely decked out. It was I can't remember. It started with the Q, but it was like the big version of it. It was like decked out. It was like 190,000 American dollars. Okay, and I remember doing a training for a luxury car dealership back in Missouri. Okay, sold Ferraris, Bentleys, Rolls Royces. I mean, their cheapest car was like 200 grand. They didn't even sell Maserati. They just sold Bentleys and Aston Martins and all that stuff. And I remember the sales manager's like, oh, well, everybody that comes in here, they're all logical based. They're just rich people, and they're either going to like the car or they don't like the car. There's no emotion that can come out. And I'm like, oh, really? Interesting. I just bought almost a $200,000 Maserati. Do you know why I bought that Maserati? And he said, no, why did you buy it? And I said, well, because when I was a child, my stepdad lost his job because he got lupus and became disabled. And we went from a middle-class family to a family below the poverty line, and we had to get food stamps. and my mom had to go back to work as a waitress and go back to college. And I was about 12 or 13 years old. And I remember going to baseball practice one day, and all the kids had on the Nike cleats and the Adidas cleats and the Reebok and the really expensive cleats. And my parents couldn't afford those anymore. So they had to buy me cleats from Walmart, the old Voigt kind. And I remember how embarrassed I felt that all my friends had the cool cleats on and I wasn't cool anymore because my parents couldn't afford it. And from that time forward, I felt like I had to prove to my family, I had to prove to my classmates from a long time ago, I had to prove to anybody I knew that I had made it and that I was successful. And it was a status thing for me, very emotional to drive and have that car because I wanted my neighbors to know that I succeeded. I wanted my parents and my family and everybody I ever knew to know I succeeded. And he was like, wow, I never really thought about that. So everything you sell is 100% emotional. If it wasn't, why in the hell would they go buy a Lamborghini? Why not just go buy a $20,000 Kia? Because it gets you to point A to point B. Everything's emotional. They're buying it either for a status feeling that it gives it to them. They're buying it because they want people to look at them and think, wow, that person's really successful. They want other business people to look at them and do business with them because, wow, that person must be successful. He drives a Ferrari. Everything, especially car sales, is emotional, but you have to know the right questions to ask. If you're just asking boring consultative questions or what are you looking for and all that stuff, it's not emotional. That's why you're losing sales you could be making. Okay. So you got to understand the difference in there. Try, if you're one of our NEPQ 3.0 members or Advanced Inner Circle, you would already know all that. We have salespeople in your industry that when they started here were making 60 grand a year that now make 300,000 a year in commissions, 400,000 a year in commissions, $500,000 a year in commissions that sell cars exactly like you. What's the difference? Because they're still selling at the same car dealership. Now they understand what questions to use that work with human behavior that get the prospect to emotionally open up and tell you why they're even looking for that car in the first place. Okay. You just haven't learned the right questions. I know how you're trained. I know a lot of the car sales training. I know where it comes from. And it comes from old school sales trainers that haven't sold anything for decades. And really, when they were selling cars, they weren't making like hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions doing it. They were decent. And I know exactly where your training's from. So you got to start thinking differently about what selling is, because selling is 100% emotional. All right, let's keep going down here. Good question, though. Let's see here. I think I'm missing some people here. So let me try to, let's see here. All right. We got a bunch of questions here on my desktop here too, compared to my phone. So let me try to find it here. Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, damn. We got a lot of questions here. Holy moly. All right. Let's see. Buzz. My income up 400% since May. Good. I'm assuming you're one of our clients. Yeah. So I bought your 3.0 course. So good. Buzz on YouTube said, I bought your 3.0 course. So good. And then you said, my income is up 400% since May. See, that's the difference. Buzz, tell us what you sell and tell us why your income went up since May. That's been in 4 months. How did it go up by 400% when you're selling the exact product or services you're selling now? I want everybody to see what Buzz posts here. He's on YouTube here. He's posting this here. All right, good. Let's see. I'm just going up to the next question. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to find this. There's like hundreds of questions here. All right. Todd Norris on YouTube. What is your morning routine? I'm 10% in NEPQ for advertising sales. Daniel in Australia is the man. Okay. So Todd, are you one of our clients? Or are you in like NEPQ 2.0 version or the advanced 3.0 version? I don't think you're in Inner Circle because I know all those members. What is your morning routine? Well, my morning routine is I always get up about 5 in the morning. I'm a really early bird. I get up at 5 in the morning. I'm in my office usually by about 6. And from like 6 to 6, usually 30 to 6:40, all I do is read. I study human behavior. I study human psychology. I read different sales books. Most of them are pretty much garbage or just old school techniques. There are some that are good theory. And then I'll take certain things and I'll rearrange them. Like, you know what? If they ask the question this way, it would be better. Okay. And I work on training for us. Okay. And so then around 7 in the morning from 8, I'm answering Voxers for our clients, our one-on-one clients that are in our Advanced Inner Circle program. I do that from about 7 to 8. And then usually from like 8 to 9, I have meetings. And then the rest of my day, I'm usually writing out content or I have other meetings. And I'm usually done by around 4. Then I typically go to the gym for about 45 minutes and then I'm back home by 5. That's typically what my day, Todd, looks like Monday through Friday. So hopefully that answered your question on that. That's a good question. All right, Buzz, HVAC. Customer says right off the bat, I have no problem, no urgency. I just want to know a price. How would you proceed? So if they say right off the bat, like, well, just tell me what it is. Like, tell me what the price is. Well, it would just depend. And John, just so you're aware, I'm not quite sure we could even help you yet. I'd have to know a little bit more about XYZ as far as what you're using now, just to see if we can even help you. Because there's just some people that there's not much we can do for them. And if you feel like I can help at that point, I can go through the details of the different prices to see if it would fit into what you're looking for. Would that be appropriate? That's exactly how you'd respond to that. Buzz. I don't know what your name is, Buzz. I'm assuming it's not Buzz on YouTube, but I like that. Somebody from Facebook, I can't see because you're on my StreamYard here. Let me see if I can see you on the phone. Let's see here. Facebook user. He said, how would you start a cold call for home or auto insurance to have them start a quote with you? Now, are you selling to a company or you're cold calling homeowners? We train a lot of salespeople in your industry. I don't know very many that just cold call random homeowners. They usually have some type of lead system or something like that, some type of mail card that somebody has filled in. Okay, so that's not really a cold call if they filled out some type of mail form that's been sent in requesting a quote. That's not the same as a cold call where you're literally picking a name out of a phone book, if they even have phone books anymore, and actually cold calling. So I need to know the difference on what you're actually doing. Okay, so Facebook user, the other one with the cars, how do I get people back on the emotional track when they have tendencies to get into the weeds and logic? I sell software to car dealers. Let me know if you need more. Okay, I didn't read the rest of your story, but a lot of people in my industry, automotive, very logical and thought out. I sell software to car dealers. Well, first of all, you got to find out, okay, the car dealers, what are 2 problems that your software solves for them? So write that down. What are 2 problems that your software solves? Now, what connecting questions are you asking to take the focus off you and put it on them? What situation questions are you asking to find out their current situation, what they're using now to solve that very problem that you solve? Do you ask them any of those questions? What problem awareness questions are you asking? How are you finding out what problem they have, if any? Or what problems do they have? Because most of your prospects don't even understand they have a real problem when you first start talking to them, right? Especially if you're industry. So through your questioning skills, you have to be able to help them find that maybe they know they had a problem, but they didn't realize how bad the problem really was. You can't tell them that. You have to ask them NPQ questions that allow them to tell themselves that, okay? Or maybe they don't understand the consequences of what will happen if they don't do anything about solving the problem. Or like I said, maybe through your advanced question skills, you get into our NPQ virtual training courses that we teach, okay? Hours and hours and hours of this. You learn through advanced question skills like our clients are doing, how to ask the right questions that allow them to see that not only do they have one problem, but now they found that they have 2 or 3 or 4 other problems that they didn't know they had before they got on that first call or Zoom meeting with you. And that makes you look very valuable in their mind. It makes you look more like an expert or a trusted authority that they can trust to get them where they want to be. Whereas every other salesperson who sells what you are, that are cold calling or trying to call them, they just push off to the side and commoditize them because they view them as just another salesperson trying to sell them something. Completely difference in that, okay? So you've got to basically learn those questions. Otherwise, you are going to be asking consultative questions that are not going to get you anywhere with the sale, okay? Asking them what keeps them awake at night or what are 2 of your problems. Every salesperson that sells anything to them is asking them the same damn boring surface level questions. And when you ask surface level questions, what type of answers are you going to get back? Surface level, logical based questions. And do human beings bond emotion or logic? Emotion. 100% of the time. Brain studies have proven that. There's no debate. So you have to learn the right questions at MPQ to peel off more layers of that onion to go under the surface and get the prospect to feel comfortable enough to want to engage with you and to want to open up to you. Otherwise, you are going to get a lot of logical based people that are never going to open up to you. And they're going to be, I want to think it over. I want to look at quotes. And you're like freaking losing sales every day that you could be making. All right, let's keep going down the list here. These are good questions here. Buzz, I bought your 3.0 course. So good. My income's up 400% since May. I want to find out more details about that. So post something on how that's happened in the last 4 months. Congratulations to you. Where the hell would your income be now if you hadn't invested in 3.0? Well, exactly where it was before, right? All right. Digital OMASH. How can we book sales calls with cold DMs, business coaching? It's the same process. So you have to find out what their problems are. So we have the same process with what we do in all of the companies that we train, because we do a lot of done-for-you sales services for big name brands. And we teach all of their salespeople how to do DMs as well. So we have to find out what their problems are. Like, what is the gap? Like, what is their current situation? Where do they want to be, their objective state? What's the gap in between? All of these problems that your questions have allowed them to see that they had, that they didn't even know they had before you started messaging them. That's what it is. That's all it is. Now, how do you do that? I mean, that's a whole training. We have that training in our advanced inner circle courses. It's all in there, where I actually teach you, and our sales trainers teach you how to do that digital mesh. So if you want to know more details about how to learn all that, because that's a whole, I mean, I could stay on here for hours to train you that. In the comments section, just post hashtag NEPQ, digital OMASH, and either me, our CEO, Matt Ryder, or our VP, Marco, will message you more details about that to see if we can help you, okay? Let's keep going here. Buzz, I think I answered your question on that one. There's another Facebook user. Hi, Jeremy. I do facility services, cleaning, janitorial for all types of facilities. Could you tell me how you would cold call going door to door for that? I'm doing it, but not the NEPQ way. Well, why are you not doing it the NEPQ way? Well, why not? What do you want to keep losing sales and keep getting like doors slammed in the face all the time? So if you're going door to door to a business, you're simply stopping by, because we train a lot of people in your space how to do the exact same thing that make 20, 30 grand plus a month in commissions or more as salespeople for companies doing that, not even the business owner. So I don't know if you're the business owner or a company, but it's pretty easy. So you're asking what's called a problem statement. Train a lot of companies that do that, like even medical device sales that go into hospitals and are, wanting to get through a gatekeeper to talk to a freaking surgeon. It's really hard, but it's easy once you learn NEPQ. It's actually like freaking knife through like a warm piece of butter that's been in the oven for 2 minutes. Okay. So you're just asking a problem question. Now, a problem awareness, problem statement. Okay. So I'd have to look at some of the scripts we've written out for your industry. I don't have those in front of my head, but let's say I come up to the administrative assistant that's sitting out there. Yes, I'm looking for John. No, actually, you're going to do this. You're going to walk up to them. Hi, I was wondering if you could, I'm just Jeremy Miner. I was wondering if you could possibly help me out for a minute. See how I'm doing that? I'm like angling like I'm about to leave. Yeah, I was wondering if you could possibly, it's just Jeremy Miner. I was wondering if you could possibly help me out for a minute. So you have to act confused. Like you're the old man in the gas station that doesn't have a GPS, that's lost. He doesn't know how to get directions. What does everybody do? Oh, how can we help you? So you're like, yeah, sir. How can I help you, sir? Well, I'm not quite sure who I should be talking to, but I stopped by your offices to see who would be over looking at any possible issues in like your cleaning or janitorial services that might be causing you guys to overpay your current vendor every month. Who would that possibly, I guess, be in the organization? See how I did that? Did I focus on, I'm with XYZ Janitorial Services and we have a great promotion going on? You can't jump into your solution, okay? So I'm acting confused. Yeah, just Jeremy Miner, I was wondering if you could possibly help me out for a moment. Sure, Jeremy, how can I help you? What can we do for you? Well, I'm not quite sure who I should be talking to. I stopped by your office to see who would be over any issues around like your cleaning or janitorial services that could be causing your firm to be overpaying every month, or whatever you want to put there. I'm just throwing that in there. Any issues around your cleaning or janitorial services that could be causing, what's the problem? I don't know what you're specifically you want to focus on. There's different things that could be causing you to overpay each month. Who would that possibly be? Well, what's this all about? Who are you again? Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean, because a lot of times they'll just be like, yeah, it's X way here. Let me transfer him through and you'll get right in like half the time. The other half the time, they're really strict. They're like, well, who are you with again? Oh, I apologize. I'm with XYZ Company. I didn't mean to offend you. What I do is, you know how a lot of companies, and then you're going to go through a personalized introduction where you're going to go 2 or 3 problems that the gatekeeper, can identify with, and how what you do solves those problems. Okay. Now that's all taught in our virtual training courses. So hopefully you can get in there to learn that, whoever is, because I see you're on StreamYard. It just says Facebook user. I can't see your name. So in the comment section, if you want more details, how we can help you with that, just post hashtag NEPQ and somebody will message you, maybe even me if I have time. Okay. All right. So I've got about 2 more minutes. All right. I am closing for a publishing company in oil and gas market. How do you get emotional about it? I'm not sure what your question is. You're closing for a publishing company in oil and gas market. Okay, so do the oil and gas market, do they have problems? Does your solution solve those problems? Well, you have to learn how to ask the right questions that go under the surface to bring out pain or problems that they didn't know they had. That's what we teach in our virtual training courses in NEPQ. So if you want to learn those skills, in the comment section, post hashtag NEPQ and we'll message you to see if we can get you help. All right, last question. Maybe I'll have time for one more. I sell IT services and IT security services to SMBs, outsource their IT needs to our company. Cost is based off how many employees at the company and what sort of tools to protect them. During the conversations, pricing doesn't always come up and we get to proposal and you can feel sticker shock. What's the best way to bring home budget and pricing early? Okay, here's your problem. The only reason why they feel sticker shock is because you're asking logical-based questions that are getting logical-based answers in return, and you're not pulling out any of their pain. And so you're more focused on price-based. You're getting them to think cost-based thinking, whereas our sales reps that sell exactly what you do, that crush it, that make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I have one salesperson that sells exactly what you sell, who made over 700,000 in commissions last year. When he first started here, he was making 80 grand a month in commissions, selling the exact same thing you are right now. He gets them to think results-based thinking. You're getting them to think cost-based thinking. Okay. So what that tells me is you haven't learned the right questions to ask. And I don't know your name. It just says Facebook user, so I apologize. But you haven't learned the right questions to ask in that conversation to get them to focus on where they want to be, results-based thinking. So you're getting them to think cost-based thinking, and that's why they feel the sticker shock. That can all change. It's you're triggering them to think that. You're triggering them to think because you're getting them where there's not much gap in their mind. Okay, salespeople that go through an NPQ, they find out what their current situation is. Most importantly, the prospect does. They help the prospect see what their objective state is. What's the gap in between? All of these problems that the salesperson has helped them see they had, not by telling them they have problems, because that's going to go in one ear at the other, but by asking the right NPQ questions that allowed them to see how big of a gap they have from where they are compared to the one where they want to be. And that makes the price of your solution cheap, like small in their mind compared to them getting what they want. So if your solution is going to solve their problem, and I'm just throwing out some random numbers, if your solution is going to solve all these problems of staffing and overpaying or whatever it is, and it's going to save them hundreds of thousands of dollars a month or year, and let's say if it's going to save them $2 million a year, and you have a price tag of 80 grand to save $2 million a year, well, what do you think they're focused on? Saving $2 million a year, and all they have to do is pay 80 grand to save $2 million a year? Well, that is results-based thinking rather than cost-based thinking. So hopefully that helped you. If you want more details, because I'd train you a lot more on this, but I've got a meeting 30 seconds ago. In the comment section, just post hashtag NEPQ, whoever asked me that. I can't see your name. And either myself or someone on our team will message you more details to see if we can help you as well. Okay, everybody, thanks. I've got to jump on a meeting. I went about 38 minutes there for the Q&A. Thanks, everybody. We might go live here tomorrow as well. Make sure you turn your notifications on so you get notified when we actually go live here in the Facebook group. We have over 10,300 people in here, almost 10,400 right now. So if you don't have your notifications on, when we go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays, you're more than likely not going to get notified by Facebook because they're only going to show that to 5 to 10% of our Facebook group. That's just the way their algorithm or whatever it's called is set up. If you have your notifications on when we go live that you get notified by Facebook, you can get on every single live so you can learn like you did today. Okay, so hopefully that helped you. Now, if you want to know more details about how you guys can sell a lot more of your products and services, Like, we've helped thousands at this point. I don't know what it's to say, unless you want to sell less of your products and services than you could be. In the comment section, just post hashtag NEPQ. Either me, our CEO, Matt Ryder, or our VP, Marco, will message you more details to see if we can help you too. Thanks, everybody. I got to go. Wishing you the best weekend. Love all of you. We care a lot about you. We meet every freaking week about your success and results, especially our clients. Holy cow. Congratulations on all the new clients this week. You guys are awesome. Buzz on YouTube said he just joined 3.0 4 months ago. Cold start in sales from February. Came out of your program in April, brought 3.0 in May. Income was 3,200 in May. Income went up 2K a month. And September already up over 11K a month, all because of your NEPQ. You are welcome. I'm going to take a picture of that. Go post that. So Buzz, why don't you go post that in the Facebook group Sales Revolution right now? I love to see all those wins. We usually get about 5 to 10 new testimonials every single day in that Facebook group. So I love to see that. So go post that in the Facebook group right now. Going from 3,200 to 11 grand. That's a good jump. You know, you've quadrupled or 4 times your income as a salesperson. You know, once you get into our advanced inner circle, you're probably more than double that, because that's usually what happens for 3.0 members to inner circle, because just even more advanced above that. So welcome to the team, my friend. Now, if you're on Facebook group, if you're not in our Facebook group and you're on YouTube right now, I'm going to have a team member, Chris, get on YouTube, our YouTube channel, and post the Sales Revolution Facebook group. You can join that right now for free. Like I said, we go live in there 3 to 4 times a week. Buzz, are you in the Facebook group, Buzz, Sales Revolution? Okay, if you're in the Facebook group, Buzz, just message me on Messenger, and we'll shoot you more details about the Advanced Inner Circle program if you want us to. Okay, so just go ahead and message me on Facebook, in the Facebook group right now, Buzz. You're not in the Facebook group? All right, can somebody get him a link to join the Facebook group? I don't know how this guy's not in our Facebook group. I don't know if you're a gal or a guy, because it says Buzz on YouTube. Chris or Luke, can you message him the Facebook group join link real quick and let him join the Sales Revolution Facebook group? Anybody who's on Facebook who's not joined, we just ask you 2 or 3 questions when you join as a survey, so we know what industry you're in, what type of products or service you sell. It helps us internally know what to train you on. And then right when you join, we'll message you, check your messenger on Facebook, and we message you a free 30-minute training on objection prevention, how to prevent objections from even happening. So can somebody on the team post on YouTube the Facebook join link and have him join real quick? And then once you join, just message me, all right? Okay, everybody, thanks. I've got to run. I'll see everybody soon. Thank you.